Hello everyone, Pokemon Master Ricky here, aka Foxhunter N313, coming to you from Dorks Like Us with a new video. Today I'll be discussing Nintendo. Um, I've got some theories, or a theory, not theories, a theory, some observations I've made regarding Nintendo fans. Um, so let's kind of get into that. First off, with the observations with when it comes to Nintendo fans, I don't think that most Nintendo fans really care about graphics all that much. Now, before I go any further, know that I'm a tremendous supporter of Nintendo. I love the Wii U. Anybody who knows me from my previous channel, Pokemon Master Ricky, knows that I've defended the Wii U many times. I've praised its titles, its first-party games. I was just playing Bayonetta 2 today and was having a great time with it. So I love the company. I love what they have to offer. But I don't think Nintendo fans really care about graphics and that sort of thing, resolution. And I think that's reflected in the sales. We look at the Wii U. A lot of people look at the Wii U and say, "Oh, it's failing. Nintendo's dead." That sort of thing. The Wii U is just kind of a culmination of a steady decline that's been going on for some time. If you go back and you look at the sales of the previous Nintendo consoles, minus the Wii, the original Wii, the sales have been declining. You go back to the original Nintendo, and then to the Super Nintendo, the sales dropped by about 10 million, and again from the 64, it dropped another 10 million or so, and again with the GameCube sold around 20-some million units. So when you look at the Wii U, it's really not much of a surprise. The Wii sold as well as it did because of its motion controls and because of its marketing focus. It had a broader approach with its marketing, and with the accessibility of the system itself, it reached out to people who weren't gamers. But that's all gone now. So now we just have a Wii U. We have the Wii U, which is a more traditional game console. It's focused more primarily towards hardcore Nintendo fans, and I think we see from that there aren't really any hardcore Nintendo fans left that really care about the consoles. And it's not they don't care about Nintendo games. This is the thing, they do. People still love Nintendo games and still love Nintendo hardware, just not console hardware. And if we look at their portables, which have stayed consistently successful, now that's not to say that the sales of the systems haven't fluctuated. But if we look at the 3DS, which right now will probably be the lowest sold of all Nintendo's portables, it's probably going to surpass the original Nintendo in terms of sales. It's already at 57 million units worldwide. And that's what I saw on VG charts recently. The original Nintendo had sold like 61 million, I think. So, yeah. So my takeaway from that, and you also look at the sales of the games themselves. If we compare like Mario 3D World to Mario 3D Land, or even a more recent example with two games that had that were released pretty close to each other and are the same game for the most part, minus the level differences. Smash Brothers 4, which came out on the 3DS and Wii U, the 3DS version sold about 3 million units more. It sold 7 million compared to the Wii U version, which sold like 4 million. That's not to say the sales won't increase, but the gap will probably remain roughly the same. That would kind of surprise me personally, because you always hear the purists talk about how you can't really play it with anything other than a GameCube controller. But apparently most people just don't care. They just want that fix. And I think that's kind of an issue for Nintendo going forward if they want to continue to do consoles, which they seem that they're going to do. I mean, if the NX is in fact a home console, but we'll kind of get into my theory on that in a bit. But so yeah, we've established how the I guess current Nintendo fan, the average Nintendo fan, sort of sees Nintendo now as, they want that Nintendo fix. They can get those games, and the 3DS offers console quality games. Are the graphics as good as what you get in the Wii U versions of these games? No, of course not. But the gameplay is basically the same at its core. When you play Zelda Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, the gameplay isn't that much different than something like Wind Waker HD. and probably won't be a whole lot different than what you'll get with the new Zelda title. That's not to say that Zelda title, the Wii U Zelda title, won't be better, but you know. So with that out of the way, let's get into the rumors, or this rumor specifically about the Nintendo NX being both a console and a portable. So, excuse me. So if we look at this, and this turns out to be true, I see this as a mistake. So we've established with the 3DS and the Wii U that more people prefer the 3DS. Now the interesting thing is, aside from Smash Brothers, there's no shared games, or besides the Smash Brothers, which, like I said, has differences between the Wii U and 3DS version, but they're both Smash Brothers 4. Aside from that, there are no shared games between the Wii U and 3DS. Despite that, though, more people flock to the 3DS. If we go to a scenario, which this rumor suggests, that the NX is a portable and a console, two separate units that share the same library, which is also one of the part of the rumor, or was its own kind of separate rumor, which would still play into this one. It's just going to be a repeat of this generation, but worse. If you have a scenario where you can play the same games on two different systems, one's a portable and is cheaper, one's a console that's higher but it's going to produce better graphics for that game, it won't matter to Nintendo fans. They will flock to the portable. I wouldn't even buy the home console at that point, because the games are the reason I bought the Wii U. I wanted to play something like Bayonetta 2, but if they do a Bayonetta 3 and that's on both systems, I'm just going to get the portable version. I mean, why get the console version? Unless you're just a really hardcore graphic Nazi. But even still, it's the same game. And that's the thing. If that happens, like I said, most people are just going to flock to the portable. Now, the only scenario where this could possibly work, but still wouldn't work, is if the portable and the console were bundled together and could not be sold separately. And you would need to connect the portable to the console every 24 to 48 hours or something like that, or at least once a week, in order to operate the portable. Like the accounts would have to be verified with each other for it to function. Because if there's even a sliver of a possibility where you could sell the two separately, it wouldn't work. This whole shared library thing wouldn't work. But the problem with that is, if they're bundled together, there's no way that's not going to be $600 plus. At least if they're planning on making a console to surpass the Wii U in terms of hardware or power. Because you would have to have the chipsets, the GPU and all that stuff in both systems. So it would drive up the cost astronomically. So that wouldn't work. Now, my theory on what it could possibly be, that being the NX, is a portable that can function as a console. And what I mean by that is basically a tablet with buttons, a tablet that has a card slot like the 3DS that plays Nintendo games specifically. It has analog sticks and all that, but a tablet that has HDMI ports, or maybe just do a Chromecast kind of deal. Basically the reverse of what the Wii U does. With the Wii U, all the hardware is essentially inside the console itself. The portable, or the gamepad is just a controller with a screen in it that receives the signal from the Wii U. The GPU and all that stuff is not in the gamepad. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that the hardware is in any of the hardware is in the Wii U. It's just the gamepad. It's just the screen. But it would be the reverse of that. So instead of receiving the signal, the tablet would send the signal to like a dongle that you put in your HDMI port on your TV, and you play your games through your TV. And they could do it in a way where there would be no lag or latency or whatever, no input delay, and it would look just as good as what you get out of your Wii U. And you could have full-size USB ports so that you could connect existing Nintendo controllers like the Wii U Pro controller or even the GameCube controller adapter to it and continue to use your old controllers. So for those who want to use something more traditional, you'll have that option. And that eliminates the two primary complaints that people have about portables. A, you have to play on a smaller screen. Well, if you can connect it to your TV, that fixes that issue. And B, a lot of people don't like portable controls or the way it feels because they're usually small. But if you can use a regular controller, that eliminates that problem. So, yeah, and I mean they can make it two different sizes. You could have your tablet size thing, and you could have just a standard portable kind of smartphone sized device. So you kind of reach out to both markets, and you could even maybe make a deal with Google to have Google Play services and have all the bells and whistles that you get with a standard tablet. So again, you'd have a broader appeal. And so yeah, that's the way I think it could be. I've got nothing to back that up with, and I'm probably wrong, but that's my theory. I honestly think that's the best way to go. I think it's best to abandon the dedicated home console market for them, at least, because I don't think there's anything left for them to really do there, and there's not much success left to be had unless they have some kind of Wii type peripheral for the NX that will make it appealing to that group of gamers that they got with the Wii. I just don't see that being the case. And I could be wrong. I reserve the right to be wrong on that. But if it's just going to be, which the rumors suggest, if it's just going to be a traditional console that's just really powerful, I don't see who that appeals to. As we've established, hardcore Nintendo fans, or most of them at least, don't really care about graphics. Third parties aren't going to instantly jump on board because they got the more powerful system. The Wii U, when it came out, was still up against 7th gen systems, which it was more powerful than, but nobody took advantage of it other than Nintendo. So it wouldn't make a difference. It would just be a repeat of this generation. And for the Nintendo fans out there that say they do care about graphics, look, it's time to let that train ride. Let it go. Every console, all of them, play second fiddle to the PCs, or to the PC, to wherever the highest end PC is at the moment. They all play second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth fiddle to that. It's not even close. It's always going to be that way. Let the PC master race talk about graphics. Let's have good games. Let's have a scenario where Nintendo sells the most units and can make the most games, where they can have a lot of money, take chances, and they have a lot of money, but we'll make more money and we can get some of these old IPs back. I'm more interested in getting some of these old IPs to return, or these IPs that haven't been around in a while, like Metroid and F-Zero, and stuff like that. And let's get Nintendo to a point where they don't have to focus on getting the system, so they can focus on making compelling software. That's what I want to see. Let's stop with the graphics arguments and the hardware and resolution and all that crap, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Whenever I see console gamers arguing about graphics, I just chuckle. And I'm no PC guy. I don't have a PC other than what I used to edit my videos with, and that's an old Windows XP from like 2003 or something. I hate playing with a mouse and keyboard. I don't want the hassle of having to swap out graphics chips and sound cards and all that stuff. I'd be just as content with a portable device from Nintendo that's quote unquote underpowered than to have to deal with all that hardware crap. But with all that said, I'm done. That's my thoughts on the NX, my theories, and my whatever. I'm tired. I've done this video. I've re-recorded this audio a few times already, trying to get it just right. I don't script these videos. I don't want to come off as rehearsed. But with that said, that creates an issue where I forget things that I want to put in videos. I need to have bulletin points. I need to do that in the future. There's all these things I want to have to remember to say in the video, and I end up forgetting. But that's me. So thanks for listening, watching. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to us if you haven't. Check out content from Gym Leader Ryan. He just recently posted a review for the Pro Cube controller, I believe it's called, from Hyperkin. It's really cool. It's a controller that it's modeled after the GameCube controller, but it has longer grips, and it's basically a Pro controller, so it has the extra buttons. And you can get his full thoughts on that. It's a really good review, really in depth. Stay tuned for content from Ace Trainer Becky. I'm sure she and I will be doing more videos in the future, and I'll be back soon with more content, so stay tuned for that. As always, this is Pokemon Master Ricky, aka Foxhound N313, signing off. God bless.